I've always thought that you have to be some kind of a saint to understand how your mind works. But bro, actually it's not even that difficult. Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video of mine. I hope you guys are doing well. Today, as I said, I want to talk about how our mind really works, and we will go over that first, and then we'll continue on with how we can use this information to improve our daily lives. So the first part of improving how we think, we have to understand how our mind works, right? Basically, our thoughts are formed like maps, representing all of the different things we perceived. These things could be emotions, physical sensation, or just basically action planning. And an action plan can simply be just thinking about reaching to the top of your shelf to grab something. Like this. But there's more to it. In the most simplest way said, there are two U's. One U is system 1 and the second U is system 2. System 1 is the passive mind doing all of the automated tasks like movement, like walking, and in later ages even writing. That's something you've automated, right? Or something like tying your shoelace. System 2 on the other hand is your active mind, doing active processes using the short-time memory as his database. For better understanding, look at this representation. On the left side we have system 1 and on the right side we have system 2. Let's call them S1 and S2. S1 is occupied with doing fast automatic tasks. You've already done these tasks often enough for your S1 to automate them. We will get to that precise point in just a bit. On the right side we have S2. He's basically a chill guy, occupied with the active processes in your mind. He's doing stuff like thinking about math equations. If I tell you to do 14 times 17, your active mind will be doing it. But it's not like our S2 is really dumb or like slow or something. Our homie is just occupied with the things at hand. Now we get to the part where I really would advise you to understand it perfectly, because that's the part where you get the benefit out of. The interesting thing in this whole S1, S2 system is that if you repeat an action often enough, your S1 will take over that task and automate it. Thus, your S2 is free to do something else. For example, in the first stages of school, we were taught on how to do simple multiplications. Now if I ask you this following question, I bet you that you will be solving it within like 5 seconds. What's 2 times 2? Easy, 4, right? You weren't even thinking on how to do it, you were just doing it. Your S1 already automated that action of thinking how to solve 2 times 2 because you've done it so often. And we learned it in like 2nd grade or something, and you've been dragging it with you for the last 10 years or something. My point being that your S1 is really good at doing automated tasks. And the important thing here is that if you repeat an action often enough, your S1 will take over that action. Now you can see S2 trying to do the tapping on the head and rubbing his belly exercise. It's something that's kind of tricky for your mind to do because you're doing two different things with two hands. And over a course of like, let's say 5 or 6 tries, slowly your S1 will kind of figure out on how to do it and will be able to do it automatically without thinking. Now your S2 is free for doing other stuff, thinking about this or that, or doing really tough math equations like 357 times 48 divided by 17. And this kind of reminded me of a game I used to play on my iPad when I was in middle school, which is called Cooking Fever. Any of you guys heard of it? I personally really loved playing that game because it was so simple. But basically you were in a cafeteria and you were working as the one giving the food, and you had work piling up, all of these customers waiting in line, and you were basically giving them food. And you had to multitask many things, cooking this hot dog here and this burger there. And over the course of the game, you kind of gained experience and you were able to unlock more slots to do things. And that's the same thing we are aiming for. We are aiming to automate tasks so we can occupy our S2 with different things. And that's what I call efficiency. You're letting your S1 do all of the stuff while your S2 can do other stuff. And it's not even about difficulty. You can even automate difficult tasks if you do them often enough. Now you're probably thinking, alright, that's pretty cool, I guess, but now what? Why would this information even bother me? Well, the thing humans love is efficiency, like I just said. And living efficiently is essential for an easier, yet more successful life. And there are two things you need to focus on. The first thing is that you need to focus on not occupying your S2 system with tasks that are useless, like thinking about what others think about you. It's something you can't change either way, and if you think about it, you're just wasting your brain capacity. Because like I said, S2 is occupied with just a few things at the same time. And if you occupy them with like useless thoughts about things you can't change, you will waste energy and time. You're basically just in a conceptual hamster wheel running in the same direction without any solution. And let me remind you, we are humans and we are built to solve problems. And if there's no solution, why is it worth thinking about? And this is a perfect segue for the second part of this video, where we will concentrate on how to really use this information to improve our lives. Now, the second thing that is really interesting here and is very, very important for you to understand is that if you think, you embody. If you think about how ugly you are, if you think about how goofy you are, and you're talking about that over and over again in your head, you're embodying them. Your S1 is literally absorbing that whole information and putting it into his lasting mind. That means your identity. Now, my point is that if you think about things often enough, you can literally put them into your identity. There have been many studies in the recent years that show us that if you just think better, you will actively do better as well. It's as simple as visualizing your dream so often that you are convinced by it. And the formula for that is actually pretty simple. You just have to repeat thinking the things you want to think. It's so goofy, but it's actually literally that. If you think about your dream and how you're going to get there, you're building up an action plan, which is basically converting into your lasting mind over the course of the time, and you are embodying what you want to become. You're basically restructuring your mind to the way you want it to be. And that's really, really powerful if you think about it. Alright, I wanted to keep this video really short and sweet. And if you enjoyed, I would really appreciate a like, comment, subscribe, everything, because it helps the channel grow. Besides that, I really hope that you are going to implement these things into your life. And if you do, be sure to comment down below. Besides that, I hope you have a nice day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.